Hey guys, hope you all are staying warm with the drop in weather that we've seen here lately. It's only going to get colder, it seems, as well, so I hope you all stay bundled up as you're running around doing your group times this week. You all may be part of a church that we are not really partnered with too well just yet, and we ask that you all think about that. If you've got maybe a church that would be interested in having us come in and speak in order to gain some mentors over the summertime, that would be wonderful. We'd love to talk more with you or someone in your church who could point us in the right direction to do that. You guys also may know of someone in your personal circle that would be a wonderful mentor to add. So if you know anybody that would be great at this, or if you've got a church that would be open to having us come in and kind of recruit, we're already thinking about recruiting season for the summer and just growing our scope of what we do here at Hope Collaborative. So we would really appreciate you all getting that over to us.
Hey everyone, it's Landon, and I have actually 2 resource ideas for you this week. And if you're anything like me, when you hear the words, it takes almost no setup or materials. You get excited. So this is for you all. One is a really good icebreaker that I've never heard of before. It's similar to Hilo Buffalo, but it's called Rose, Thorn, Bud. So Rose, you talk about something good that happened. Thorn, you can ask everyone to say maybe it was something that was challenging or hard, like a thorn. And then Bud, something that they're excited for. Okay, so that's one really quick option that your group might be keen towards. And then another one that's really simple that will get groups talking and your students to get to know one another more and more is you could play a fun game of 2 truths and a lie. And you can take that where you want to go if you want to revolve around a certain topic or in school or personal life or whatever that looks like. So have each student tell 2 truths, like my name is Landon and I am wearing a cream-colored shirt today. Don't use those. Those are probably too easy. But something like that, and then also tell a lie, like my name is Amanda. And then you have everyone try to guess and figure out which one is the lie and which ones are the truth. It'll be funny, hopefully, and also you'll get to know each other more. So yeah.
Hey guys, for this week's devotion, we're actually going to be going into the Old Testament, and specifically we're going to be in 2 Chronicles 32, and we're going to be diving into just one verse, really, within the story of King Hezekiah. And so, for those of you guys who may not be as familiar, King Hezekiah was one of the better kings. Specifically, he ruled over Judah, and really started out great. Made a lot of reforms, changes, did all these things that were very focused on living the way in which God had instructed the Israelite people to live. Lots of good things he did. And then there was this point in his life where things kind of went downhill a little bit. And so I was reading this during my devotion the other day, and it really just stood out to me. So I'll read you the verse. It seems almost insignificant, but I want to read you just verse 31 specifically. So this is right before things kind of took a turn. And a small kingdom at the time of Babylon is making a visit. Of course, we know that that kingdom gets much bigger. But so the verse says, but when envoys were sent by the rulers of Babylon to ask him about the miraculous signs that had occurred in this land, all the things that God was doing, it says God left him to test him and to know everything that was in his heart. And so I read that, and you know, it's one of those things that in some ways it is a sad verse, because we know, if you read the rest of the story, that if this was a test, Hezekiah failed. Hezekiah did not pass the test. There were multiple decisions even at that very point that were not good, that were not something that were directed by God. But I think it's interesting to note that the turning point of that story was the moment that God left him. I think that highlights something that we should be focusing more and more in our own personal lives, but also in our mentor groups as well. The reason good things happen, the reason these borderline, sometimes miraculous conversations with mentees take place is because God is with us. God is doing work through us. God is using us and moving through us in these groups and in our lives. And so really out of this one, my takeaway from that devotion was simply, I need to be praying for this. Like, I need to be praying that God is with me. I need to be asking for him to be with me. We can ask for other things. We can ask for wisdom or for our gifts to be used in different ways. But if God is not with us, it doesn't matter. And so I just want to encourage you all this week, and of course throughout the rest of this school year, to be praying for God to be with you throughout your week, but specifically with your mentors and your mentoring, just praying that good things come out of those times, and again, that is something that God is doing through you. So I hope that's encouraging to you all, and hope you all have a good rest of your week.